Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, and holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
Problems. Drunk Beaver Productions showing up. My voice going away, my computer acting crazy. We have to start really fast though, you guys, because I'll tell you why. The reality is this court will not hold. It don't last. Court don't last. That means we need to get going on it. Give me a moment here. There it is. Okay, so this case is actually literally just ended moments ago. I was just trying to see how long it is. I think we're gonna fill a full hour. So buckle up, get your coffee. I have mine. And let's see how we're going. Let me know how your day is, by the way. Would love to hear it. Once again, I'm hoarding court. It's a problem. It's a big fucking problem. Big problem. And if we don't get started, I will hear another hearing go off in the back and I will want to watch it. So let's get going.
Weeks. Divided by 12 months.
Oh, this is the second part. So it stopped in the middle. My bad. I'm not very good at this today.
Courtroom that are required to be here. They are staff of the Attorney General's office or my coordinator. That in case they're needed during this docket that we're running today, they're here for that purpose. Okay, Mr. Asif, if you'd announce yourself and give me an opening statement, including background for the default on Mr. Galvino Martinez Rodriguez.
Yes, Your Honor. This is Assistant Attorney General Maz Asif for the state of Texas. We're here today on the state's petition to in suit affecting the parent-child relationship. So the first thing, Your Honor, I wanted to bring to your attention is we're asking for temporary orders today, returning on October 10th, 2025. And the reason for this, Your Honor, is Ms. Perez is currently expecting another child from Mr. Rodriguez. So we'd like to return and be able to set terms for that additional child after the birth.
What's the expected due date, Ms. Perez?
I don't know the due date exactly, but I just know it's in September.
September. Okay, that's good enough. Thank you, ma'am. And Mr. Asif.
Beg your pardon. Your Honor, on the issue of conservatorship, today Ms. Perez is asking for Mr. Rodriguez to have the smallest, most limited possible conservatorship rights this court can award. And she's okay with the geographic restriction on Caldwell and contiguous counties. She's requesting that this court award no visitation rights to Mr. Rodriguez. Should they be awarded, she's requesting that they be supervised at her mother's residence, and she would like 24 hours notice of the visits. On child support, Your Honor, the state has calculated guideline child support, Your Honor, but I want to bring to your attention that Ms. Perez is not requesting child support at this time. She's requesting that this court not impose any child support or support obligations on Mr. Rodriguez. This applies to both current support going forward as well as the retroactive backdated support. She does not want that either. I calculated the guideline support at around taking into account Mr. Perez's gross monthly resources, which I based off of information from the Bureau of Labor Statistics of $3,409.47, and also that he has one other child that he is paying child support for. Mr. Rodriguez has quite a few children, but it's just the one child that he currently has a support obligation for, and the others do not live with him. Nor is even ordered to pay support for them. So based on that, and based on the cash medical support I'll be requesting, I've calculated the guideline support at $482.19 a month. And we're requesting additionally cash medical support of $154 a month. Your Honor, I'm requesting that Ms. Perez be ordered to place the child in a government medical assistance program with reimbursement to the state from Mr. Rodriguez in the amount of $154 a month. Ms. Perez is requesting non-disclosure of her contact information today, Your Honor. And on court costs, the state is requesting Mr. Rodriguez pay them a year from today on May 23rd, 2026.
Okay, since this is a temporary order, some of these things I might just reserve and allow for the testimony or see what happens or what evidence develops. And that would probably be even the retroactive support issues and the court costs, just so you're aware ahead of time. But
Yes, Your Honor.
we'll go through one thing at a time. And ma'am, it is a high burden to restrict rights to a parent or even visitation privileges. So if you have good reasons, I need to hear them, and I get to make that decision at the end of the hearing, okay?
Okay, like I was telling him,
Hold on. The state's gonna call you as a witness. They're gonna go through one thing at a time. They're gonna ask you questions, and then it'll be more orderly, and so I'll know what you're asking for. So, and anything you haven't been asked at the end, you get to talk some more of it. Right now, just answer the questions. That'll go more quick that way. So, Mr. Rossi.
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to call Ms. Perez as a witness.
She's been sworn in.
Ms. Perez, did I, in my opening statement, did I misstate any of your positions?
no,
So you're requesting this court to award Mr. Rodriguez no conservatorship rights, is that correct?
yes,
Can you please explain to the court why you're requesting this?
because when me and him get into an argument, he'll take our son and he'll take off and he'll go somewhere and he won't let me know where he's at. And he'll tell me like, oh, you won't like ever get to see him again. Like he won't get to know you. Like he's never gonna know who you are. Type of stuff. And just basically stuff like that, saying how he's better off without me and all this and that. And I'll ask him like, and then he'll get into like arguments with his family, and then I'll tell him like, can you just drop off my son? Like you're just making this worse. And he'll be like, no, he's good. He's better off with me than with you, and all this and that, and just stuff like that.
How frequently does he do this?
This one will argue like really bad. Like it just depends. He'll just take off with our kid, and he won't give him back. And I'm begging him like, can I get my son back? And he'll tell me no, and stuff like that.
Okay, but how often does this occur? Is it once a week, once a month? Like how often has he done this?
How many times total since, how old is the child that you're talking about, your son?
He's 10 months.
10 months? Okay, how many times has it happened since the child's birth?
I want to say around 3 times, 4 times.
Can you develop that, Mr. Rossi, for me?
Yes, Your Honor. So what happened at these incidents? He took your son, didn't bring him back. What happened next?
The first time he had ever done it, I had called the cops, and the cops had said that this is something that I'll have to take up with child support court, and that they couldn't do nothing about it because he has parental rights because he's on the birth certificate. So they told me like, even if they wanted to, there's no way they couldn't do anything. So I had to leave my son with him until he was like willing to give him back, and he kept him for like maybe a week or two before he ended up giving my son back that time.
How young was the child at that point? How newborn was he?
He was 5 months, I want to say.
Okay. And how'd you get the child back then?
I was contacting him the whole time he had my child, and then there was a point where he had blocked me to where I couldn't contact him anymore. And then I was just like I had my mom contact him, and he was telling her like I'll give him back maybe at the end of the week or maybe the next week after that or something like that. And then
Oh, sweet Jesus, been removed from the hold of the mute. Viewership goes down as Paisley speaks. No, I'm serious. I can't actually talk that much because I'm being serious. We actually have to get through this, and it's quite a long case. It's not a good situation. This is a young girl, a young mother. Fuck. I am fucking everything up today. I just drop everything. I want to smoke this joint, not drop it. I must get batteries today, obviously. And John, I know a wired mouse is better, but I shit you not. I don't, it's just, there's a lot of wires. There's a lot of wires. Anyways, okay. Also, I drank my entire coffee before I figured that out. I hate a small cup of coffee. I want a big cup. I love big cups, and I cannot lie. Oh, I'd love that, KTZ. That would be awesome. Would love it.
there was a point where he got into it really bad with his family, and he didn't have anywhere to go. So that was the only reason why he had gave my son back.
Oh, also, happy early America Memorial Day. Oh yeah, KTZ. I'm always up for. I'm not very good at hosting collabs because I use OBS. We've done it before. One time we did a music trivia, which is difficult to do on YouTube with copyright and stuff. But it was fun. We did them where like I spoke them, I think. Lisa helped with that. And then I've had a couple people on the show before, but I'm not good at hosting. It's not that I'm not good at hosting, I'm just not good at the technology around hosting. I tend to talk a lot even if I'm not hosting, so, there's always that. Monthly game night sounds fun. Oh, happier Memorial Day. Huh. Friday! Well, I'll tell you, Mac, the Americans that are here on their vacation, that arrived yesterday, today, the day before, in their RVs, and they're quite happy. I'm just saying. I'm not trying. I understand. They're not refugees. Oh, so funny. No, we always see an uptick. I told you guys last week was the first of all, Vicky, 18 months, and was that 18 months from MB, by the way? Oh my god, have I got top chat on still? Fails as a lady. We had a Wordle game night. Oh, we used to play Wordle a lot. Remember that? Tomorrow. Oh. I might not be able to tomorrow, but I appreciate the offer. I'm working 40 hours this week at a real job. Ew. No offense to anybody that does it. Fucking more the power to you. But I don't have that in me very often. So we'll see. I will look into it though. True crime trivia tomorrow at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Oh yeah. Oh, MB! Oh my god, you guys. Let me look at what my shift is tomorrow. Marmaduke, Marmaduke. MB, 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. Well. Let's say I will email you, KTZ, because I work until 4, which is 7 Pacific or 7 East. So it might actually work. No timeout for MB. That's right. Jonathan says, thank you, MB. And then wait, somebody popped up right after that. It was Jonathan, a different Jonathan, Drunk Beaver Productions with 18 months. KCC makes Friday a Friday. Love it. All right, KTZ, it's going on my list of things to do today. I appreciate that. Okay, let's finish up this case because I do have to work today. Do me a favor. Hit the like button so that I can take less shifts.
He brought the child back to your house.
And so I can afford batteries. Streamlabs. Why twice? Why, bro? Why?
House himself,
No, I had to go and pick him up.
but you got the child back from him. He didn't leave the child with somebody else.
Yes.
Okay. That was the first time. What about the second time?
The second time, it was basically the same thing. Like, we got into it really bad. He had, like, we were in the car, and he had drove to one of his relatives' house. He got out the car with my child. After I was telling him to get my child back, he didn't want to. He just took off on my child, and he stayed at his relatives until like he got into it with them again, and then he told me to come get my child. So I went again to go and pick up my child.
How long did he have the child at that point?
It was, I want to say, 2 days.
2 days, and he called you. You kept calling him. What happened?
I was still keeping in contact with him until he gave me back my child, and then he said to come and pick him up because he had nowhere else to go. Like, they had kicked him out after he had got into it with everybody there.
Okay. How old was the child then?
I want to say maybe 7 months.
Okay. And before you continue, state there's a CP.
Oh, Vicky, slap fights. Is that? See, now the days of the week are running together. Okay, I have to look at my calendar. Who knew such a social calendar could exist with online friendships? Woo!
And 14A asking for help.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Allen. Okay, the third time, do you remember?
The third time, I want to say we were driving to his mom's house, or I had like a WIC appointment, and we got into it, and he got mad, and yeah, went to his mom's house and took my child off again, and just stayed there. And I'm not really welcome there at his mom's, so I couldn't really do anything about it. And I think later that day, or the next day, he had told me to come and get my child.
Okay, so another 1 or 2 days there, and then he returns the child.
Yes.
And do you remember fourth time, or was it just the return? And this happened how long ago? The child's 10 months now.
I think that's when he was at least 8 months.
And do you remember one more time or not?
No.
So at least 3 times?
Yes.
Are you in a relationship with him where y'all are still dating, or why are you in the car with him or going places with him?
Because
Do
it's,
you need help?
yeah, it's technically my car because I paid it.
Um,
Like, it's paid off, but I let him use it from time to time. And like when we have places we needed to go, like we would go together.
the title is actually in your name, or is he on it too?
He's on it.
You're both on the car then?
Yeah.
Yeah, the title says he's on there with you too.
No, the title says he's on it because he put his name on the title, but I'm the one who paid the car off. Like,
Okay, well, I'm not gonna give you legal advice, but if he's on the title, it's considered his possession too, so be careful with that if you're not on the title. That's just a legal thing, ma'am. I can't say you made a mistake. You did what you had to do. However, if you're not on the title, you don't have the right to go take it. At least as far as I think the law is concerned.
okay.
The CP in 14A is still asking for help. Again, okay. So you kind of keep in contact with him when you're not going places or you don't need help with the car? Or what?
Yeah, right now he has the car because I really don't care much for it. So he has the car right now because he's out of town working. But other than that, yeah.
And well, you're gonna have another child of his. Have you been together back and on and off and off and on, or are you now separated or not?
Um, it would be off and on.
You consider yourself, have you been living with him recently at all?
No.
So not the whole time since the child's born? It's been on and off, but y'all don't live in the same place?
Since Lorenzo was born, it's been off and on. But since being pregnant with this kid, no, we haven't been living with each other.
Okay. And I guess you consider yourself permanently separated now, or y'all not talking about reconciling? Or are you?
We haven't really discussed about that, but we have not been living with each other. We basically barely see each other, like maybe once
Okay.
every 2 weeks.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong. I just want to know what the facts are so I can figure out what I can do or not do, okay?
Okay.
Um, do you know why he's not in court today?
No.
You said he's out of town on a job, but that might be the reason.
I don't know because he's been telling me that we had court coming up this whole time, so I don't know if that's the reason or not.
Okay, but he never told you he was not gonna come.
Yes.
Okay. The 14A person is still asking for help.
Judge, they always say they're not going to come, and then bam, they do, and here we are in child support court. But sorry.
Again. Okay, thank you for letting me take over for a minute. I knew that was important to me. So, Mr. Asif, I'll let you have the witness stand.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Perez, do you have any concerns about Mr. Rodriguez's living situation?
No.
Do you believe he's a danger to yourself or the child?
No.
Have there been any threats, history of threats, violence, harassment, or stalking from him towards you or the child?
No.
Do you know Mr. Rodriguez's living situation?
He has his own place,
Is he
but
involved?
currently he's not there because, like I said, he's out of town, so he's staying where he's working at right now,
Does he have roommates? Does he live by himself?
by himself.
Do you have concerns about any family members or relatives or friends that he has?
No.
Is Mr. Rodriguez involved in any criminal activity?
No.
Yeah. Now you're requesting the court award Mr. Rodriguez no visitation rights. Is that correct?
Yes.
Have there been problems at prior times he's come to see the child?
Really, when he comes to see him, like, he doesn't spend time with him. Like, he'll say, "Oh, I'm gonna go that way on the weekends so I can spend time with my kids," but he really doesn't ever spend time with Lorenzo. Like, even when he's here, like, he'll be here for a certain time, but the whole time he's here, he's not really taking care of Lorenzo or watching Lorenzo or spending time with Lorenzo.
Okay. Has he made assurances of a visit and never appeared? Has that ever happened?
No.
Okay. What does he do for work?
I guess it's construction. I'm not too sure exactly what it's called.
What kind of work has he performed in the past?
Um, since I've been with him, he's worked at convenience stores and just like stores like that, just corner stores and stuff like that.
Kind of, do you know what he's been doing for work recently?
Just laying tile and stuff, so construction, I guess.
And how do you know this? Have you observed him at work?
No, it's just stuff he'll tell me, or he'll send me a picture of him, like with the tile and stuff, putting it down.
Okay. So what sort of, so is it just tile laying? Does it encompass any other?
This is the switch. I'm glad we found my mouse batteries. Sorry. I'm still laughing at Bill's comment because I was like, I didn't put two and two together that he looks like a waiter, but Mr. Asif wearing white outfit, fucking on point today. Great. But Bill, of course, making me laugh every day. Mr. Asif has to hurry this up. He has to pick up the lunch dishes in the dining room. Oh, fuck. Hilarious. Oh, okay. Speed. Speed! Get to the right speed, Paisley. Don't do speed, to be clear.
Construction?
I think they're just putting stuff together, so whatever is inside of where he's working, they're just like fixing it up in there. They're putting it together.
And what precisely does he construct? Is it buildings, desks, floors, ceilings?
Dollhouses. Lots of money in dollhouses these
I don't know.
days.
It's just the inside of the building.
The inside of building? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Does Mr. Rodriguez have any other children?
Yes.
Do any of these children live with him?
No.
Has he been ordered by a court to pay child support for any of these children?
For one.
For one. Thank you, ma'am. Do you have access to private health insurance?
No.
Now, you're also requesting your contact information be kept confidential in the court order. Do you have any fears? What concerns do you have about Mr. Rodriguez knowing your contact information?
You said what concerns?
What concerns? Yes.
Not really any concerns.
Okay. What concerns? Do you have concerns about any third parties knowing your contact information?
Yes.
What third parties?
Just like any of his family members. We don't really get along, or I don't really get along with them, and they don't really get along with me. So,
Do you think do you believe they could be do you believe that they could harass you or be violent towards you should they know your contact information?
no.
What kind of you say you don't get along. Were there any kind of serious incidents involving them in the past?
Not really. Just every time me and Galvino get into it, they're always there trying to like say like if I do put my hands on him, which I've never done, that they're there. Like I don't know how to
Is that are they threat? Do you consider that to be a threat?
Not really, but it's just I'd rather them not have my contact information.
Okay. What exactly did they say they'll do to you?
I'm sorry?
What exactly has Mr. Rodriguez's relatives said that they'll do to you?
Nothing really, but fighting is the only thing that I can think of.
You've had fights with his relatives in the past?
No, we have not fought, but like they'll say like if it comes down to it, they're not scared to like fight, I guess.
Okay. Now you're requesting if the court does award visitation, you're requesting supervised visits, is that correct?
Yes.
And why is that?
So I know that my son is safe, and my son will, at the end of the visit, he'll still be with me and not somewhere else where I'm worrying.
You've requested your mother's residence be the location of visits, should the court award visitation, is that correct?
Yes.
And can you please explain why that location in particular?
Because it's, I guess, a safe place for me and my son. And yeah.
Okay. Now, it's my understanding you're not requesting any child support today, is that correct?
Yes.
And can you please explain to the court why?
Because I really don't want any like money from him, because he doesn't even help supply stuff even without this. Like, he's never really there for his son. Like, I don't get why he has to have rights to his son if he's not ever like trying to see him, not trying to make time for him or anything like he does his other kids.
What concerns do you have about the court? Do you believe he would react negatively to the court ordering him to pay child support?
I don't know exactly if he would, if he wouldn't.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to present the state's Exhibit 1. It's the Bureau of Labor Statistics report on the average wages for professionals in the Austin Round Rock area.
For professional what?
For professionals, the average wages for professionals in the area.
I know, but in what category or what?
Oh,
type of business?
specifically, Your Honor, I'd like to direct your attention to the highlighted row, construction laborers.
Are you gonna screen share it or did you email it to me?
I emailed it to you, Your Honor.
Okay, I think I got the waiver. I did review it. We'll take judicial notice that Mr. Rodriguez signed the waiver on February 24th, 2025. And I didn't check for the file mark, but I assume y'all filed it.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, the person in 14A is asking for help again. Let me get to my emails.
I sent the exhibit to the CSC 18 email. If you prefer, I send it to your other email. I can do
I
that
think
as well.
it's quicker if I just log into the other email account instead of you resending it, but
I hate
I'm not there yet, so.
emails. I have a love-hate relationship with them.
Let's see, one more.
Funny enough, if I have access to a
Click to get
printer and I
there.
can print out emails that I have to deal with, I probably can deal with them, but just
Yeah, I'm
in the
checking my
inbox-
emails and I think you did send an exhibit this morning. Let me pull that up. I have the Exhibit 1 by the State U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. I'll scroll down to, you said the highlighted portion. Okay, on page 2, the occupation code is 472061, construction laborers. Okay, if you want to talk about that, Mr. Asif.
Yes, Your Honor. I used the mean hourly wage to calculate Mr. Rodriguez's gross monthly resources. Ms. Perez has testified to his work in construction. So on that, what I did was I took that number, 1967, multiplied it by 40 hours a week, divided it by 52 weeks in the year. Sorry, I took the $19.67 an hour times 40 hours a week times 52 weeks in a year, divided by 12 months in a year. I got gross monthly resources of $3,409.47. I then calculated the cash medical support that we're requesting of $154 based on 4.5% of this amount. And the guideline child support was calculated based off of the 3409.47 figure as well. Now, yeah.
I was going to try to follow your math, just I agree with you, and I'm not there yet. 40 times 52 weeks.
Texas, the great state of Texas.
Divided by 12 months. 340947. I got the same amount. And I understood the 4.5% for medical support. And what else did you want me to consider?
Oh, for the guideline child support, Your Honor, I use the 3409.47 for gross monthly resources. And then I gave Mr. Rodriguez the appropriate credits that he has, given that he has one other child he has support obligations towards, and that I'm asking for him to pay cash medical support of $154 a month.
Okay, so what'd you get for the net and what percentage did you use to multiply it for guideline?
Yes, Your Honor. So for the net, I got 2755.39.
Was
And the
that for self-employed or employed wages?
wage and I didn't know, just wage and salary, Your Honor. I presumed he was a salaried employee.
Okay.
And I then used 17.5% for the amount. He has one child with Miss Perez at this time.
Right, and then I got scared for a second. But don't worry, I fixed it. But we'll have to change the speed again for a minute.
2
And
weeks.
I didn't know how far back. How far back, Asif?
Divided by 12 months. 3409.
Cents. He has, given that he has one other child. No, Your Honor.
Okay, then I'm gonna come back to Zoom. Okay, anything further for the witness or for the court, Mr. Asif?
One more question, Your Honor, for Ms. Perez.
Okay.
Ms. Perez, is there anything else that you would like this court to know?
No.
I have no further questions, Your Honor. I'll pass the witness.
Okay, let me ask you a couple of things. Has he ever been violent with you at all, laid his hands on you, ma'am?
No.
You never had to call the police, even in your, whenever y'all get into it. I didn't hear what that meant, but it sounded bad, but now I'm not sure. There's been no family violence at all by either him or you to each other.
No violence towards us.
So when you say we really get into it, is it a lot of yelling or screaming or calling names?
Yeah.
Or what do you mean?
We'll argue really bad. He'll call me out my name, and then he'll tell me like, "Why are you crying?" and all this and that, like just stuff like that.
Okay, I'm not saying that's good. It's clearly not for a relationship, but I need to make sure I know what you're talking about, whether there's been violence or not. So I'm sure he chews you up one side, down the other. Do you argue back or you just remain silent or what do you do?
Yeah, and then I'll be all like, "I don't want to talk no more. I'm not trying to argue because you're already mad." And it'll be like mainly when we're driving, so it's kind of worse because then he'll speed up, and I'll be all like, "I have my kids in the back because I also have another son, but not with him.
How old
But
is your other son?
he's 2.
Okay, and so does he stop or he just scares you by speeding up or what?
He'll speed up, and then like I'll tell him I have my kids in the back. What are you doing? And then he'll be all like, "Well, like he'll get all mad. He'll be like, well, if I'm this or I'm that, like I'm gonna show you and all this and that." And then he'll just like speed up, and I'll just like tell him like chill out because my kids are in the back. And then I'll just like constantly tell him, and then it'll get to the point where he finally slows down. It's just stuff like that.
Okay, these times that he took the child, where he didn't return him for a week or two or a few days, has the child ever come back with some kind of, I don't know, like he's been harmed in some way, there bruises or cuts or anything at all on the child?
No.
No. There's a child back scared of him. I know he's really little still, but
I don't think so. Well, he doesn't really come around him, so I don't really know if he would be.
okay. Your big concern is you're afraid he's gonna take the child again and you don't want that to happen.
Yes.
Okay, now didn't sound like you said you were actually afraid of him, that he's gonna come to your house and in the middle of the night and bang the door down and rush in or do anything like that. Has he done that at all ever?
No, he said that he would like, but I guess not right now.
Has he ever done it? Since you've been in a relationship with him and not in the same house? Comes to
No,
your house to scare you and tries to break the door down or whatever it is to try to get in without your permission?
no.
Oh. Um, does he know where you live now?
Yes.
So you're not worried about that. You're more worried about his family coming over to mess with you?
No, I'm just worried about him taking my son. And like I was telling the person, my bad, I forgot his name. But like I was telling him, like there's like I don't know why I'm giving him visitation rights, because even when before this wasn't even scheduled, he would never try to come and see his son. He would never spend time with his son. He doesn't really buy anything for his son, like, so I don't get why he still has to have parental rights towards like.
Okay, well, let me step in and tell you why. Because the law allows parents to have certain rights. Now, if you really want to take all his rights away, that he has nothing to do with the child, that don't have to consult him on anything, that he never gets to visit, that's a whole nother kind of case. It's called the termination of his parental rights. You have to file a different lawsuit and go to a different court. Here, we're considered more of an establishment court. Let's set up cases with parents and give rights and duties, and some can be restricted, yes, depending on the evidence, but not to just say he has no rights at all, because if you're doing that, you're in the wrong place. And plus, it'd be better if we establish so that if you want to terminate down the road on a different day because he hasn't changed his behavior, isn't around, or you're going to get married or something, and you have somebody else that has raised a child and you want them to adopt, that's always a possibility, but you have to go to another place, another court
Okay.
with a different lawsuit, a termination lawsuit. So here we're establishing rights and duties. So I am limited. If you want me to say he has nothing and you want nothing from him because of that,
Back to regular speed for the rest of this case. Get your guesses in the chat. What's going to happen? Remember, this is a unique case because Dad was properly served, so he had the opportunity to arrive. It sounds like he was talking to Mom about this court case, knows it exists. But yeah, Vicky, she is a child herself, it would seem. She's about to have 3 children under the age of 3. That is very that's a lot of work.
well, that's not the way it works. Like, you can get child support whether or not he visits or whether or not I order visits, because he's still the father if you need it and want it. I have seen people try to give it up because they don't want any problems and they kind of don't need it. But you have another child coming with him, and I don't know what your situation is. Are you working? Can you provide him full for the child and even for the second one? And plus you have another one that's not his, without any help at all from child support? Or how are you making it, ma'am? How do you pay your bills or rent or food, or what do you do?
Yes, currently I'm staying with my mother. So there's that. And then after, or I was looking for jobs right now, but even after, I'm still gonna look for jobs.
It evens out. That
It's
was
just
then.
harder to do because I have no babysitter for my kids. And when I did talk to Galvino about putting our kid into daycare, he was telling me not to do it, which makes it even harder for me to even find a job.
So you're expecting your mom to provide for you and your children without child support from dad?
No, I'm going to find a job. It's just harder to do it without a babysitter for my kids.
But you have a babysitter that's gonna charge you something reasonable, or for close to free if it's a relative or something?
I don't know yet because my family doesn't really talk to me, so it'll be hard to find a relative. But I've been trying to talk to Galvino about putting our son in daycare, and he still doesn't want me to do it, which makes it harder for me.
So don't you think you're gonna need money to do some of this stuff you're trying to do?
Yes, I understand that, but at the same time, I don't want child support money from him.
You're not on the government program for, is it TANF, Temporary Assistance for Needy Families? You're
No,
not-
I got denied that because I tried to apply for my oldest because his father is incarcerated and they denied me.
But you are going to be on the government insurance, the Medicaid for the children or the child?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a high school degree, or how old are you?
Yeah, I have a high school diploma.
Okay, and how old are you?
I'm 21.
And do you have job experience of any kind?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. So you know what you might be able to qualify for when
Yes.
when you can work, if you're, as you go along and the pregnancy this happening and the birth, and you're gonna need some time off and stuff. Sometimes it's hard to get a job, but you're gonna be trying to do that before the birth of the second child.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me or anything I've said so far?
No.
Okay, I can see doing a couple of things. One is, well, you're asking for temporary orders because you have to come back because of the second child needs to be born before we can do orders on that child. So you understand that part?
Yes.
Now, you've asked for certain things like no child support, no back child support, because you don't want trouble, it sounds like, from Mr. Rodriguez. And I'm not sure that's the best thing for your child or for you even, but I have to work in the best interest of your child. If I ordered child support, whether you liked it or not, you really think it's going to cause you problems?
Yes, I really think it's just gonna be more arguments and more of us fighting about our kid together than it will be without having child support.
Well, do you get that because of the government Medicaid program for the child and for the next child, and maybe probably even you have it on the older child? That the state's already asking for money from him to pay for that cost of that program. So if he's going to be mad, he's going to be mad already because of the medical and support that's going to be ordered. And it's not that much compared to what child support would be. But you may find yourself that he's not going to be happy no matter what you do, because there is going to be money involved, whether you like it or not, at least for the medical support. So do you get that part, that you might get into fights anyway because of the Medicaid money?
Yes, but I just feel like it's gonna be worse with child support because it'll be more money, and I just rather not have that going on.
Okay. Okay, and visits, he's not asking for visits now at all?
No, like he can come and see his kid whenever, but when he does come, he's never around his kid. He's always in the car. Every time I try to hand him,
Can you go
our
ahead and
son,
get in the video in the camera again? I can't see. Okay.
every time I try to ask him to like hold our son, he'll get mad because he'll be like, I'm in the car, I'm doing something, I'm playing a game, or I'm about to like smoke a cigarette or stuff like that. Or if I tell him make him a bottle, he'll be all like, so why didn't you make one? Stuff like that. Like he's not really supportive with the child that we have together.
What I was thinking about, one or two things is, one is order everything and see how it goes, whether he likes it or not, and then maybe he'll come to court and argue about it and we can find out, have more information, and maybe he'll be a little bit calmer because he's not with you. Or not order any of it and just postpone it till you come back to court. So, except for the Medicaid money, so that he doesn't have visits and you have custody. And it's not that I'm going to deny visits, that I'm just going to postpone it till the next hearing, because maybe he'll show up and ask for something that way. But then if you have an order with no visits and he wants to visit, yes, you have custody and you'll be able to get help to get the child back, but he won't have anything specific that you can say. The judge said, this is what the visitation is, 2 hours once a week, and has to be supervised. And so you let him see the child. It is supervised. It's in a piece of paper that the police will honor, I think, if you've got a copy that's signed by the court. But to give him nothing right now, and again, I'm not going to deny it. I don't think I have evidence to not deny him visits, but to just postpone it for a while, I don't know if that helps you or hurts you really, but If I asked your preference, whether supervised visits in writing or just say nothing about it and just say we're going to decide that issue in October, which would you prefer?
I'll do the supervised visits right now.
Yeah, I think that's better too. Okay, so what would be good for you or whoever's gonna be, I would not be there with him alone. Even if there hasn't been family violence, you know he's capable of taking the child out of your arms or away from you and leaving. Maybe he'll obey a court order now because you're gonna have a court order that says you have custody. So if he were to come over, you wanted to come to be at your mother's residence or somewhere else?
At my mother's residence.
Okay, and he knows where that is already?
Yes.
Okay, and that's the address you have on file with the state for yourself?
Yes.
So we put that address in the order, it's where you live and where he can come over for the visits both.
If it's the 301,
No, don't give your address, but we'll confirm it if you need to. But I should
Yeah.
have it. If you've changed it, you tell them if whatever you gave them last is what they have, okay?
okay.
Your Honor, I can just put in the order the residence of Miss the
Colonel
residence
Campbell.
of her mother. That
What's
should
your mother's name?
Terry,
Spell that for me.
Terry
Oh, Terry, okay. And what's her last name?
Martinez.
Okay. That's it? Terry
Yes.
Martinez. Okay. Then which day of the week would be better for you? And if your mom had to be there with you so you're not there alone with him, what day could she be available and you together?
On a Friday.
You don't think would have to be after 5 because he's working or out of town and not come in yet, or
Well, a Saturday should be good, or a Sunday.
which would be better for the both of you? You do errands or on Saturday or church on Sunday? What hours, maybe on which day would be better?
Maybe Sunday around 2.
Okay. Do you want every other Sunday, first, third, and fifth, or every Sunday?
There wouldn't be where I can get it to where it's one day a month.
Well, if he's gonna see the child and he's gonna be consistent, I'd rather know right now under an order than later on that that he's trying because he's got something specific and he'll go do it. And I'd rather if he's really gonna be involved, he have more time than less. If he's not gonna do it, he's not gonna show up once a month or twice a month. Or that's
Well,
my
Can
that's
I do
my-
it just every other Sunday?
Okay, I'll say the first and third Sundays of the month from 2 to 4 p.m.
Yes.
Okay, and supervised by you or some competent adult that you designate if it's not going to be you. But again, if you're going to supervise, I would not be there alone with him. If I were you, I'd have your mother or somebody else there with you.
Okay.
That's not part of the order. Okay. But the whole visitation is supervised again for him. But who the supervisor is, you get to decide. Okay, let's just do that till we come back to court. So there is some visits for him if he wants to try. Okay, well, I'm ahead of myself, but we were talking about the issues, so I'd rather resolve it now. Usually what I also do is put in the order that he has to tell you ahead of time that he's going to come visit, so you don't get surprised.
Oh man, I tried to fix the double super chat alert problem. But it just fucked it up. Actually, let's see if it happens later. But thank you so much, NPC, for the late fee, baby. Fuck. I need to pimp slap Streamlabs. No. The question is, where is it coming from? 'Cause it didn't pop on the screen. You saw that and I saw that and it is kind of mean. NPC, thank you for the lovely $2. A toonie, as we would say here in Canada. I appreciate it. Let's finish this case.
And not be ready for him or make other plans. So how much advance notice do you need him to give you to know he's coming? Like 24 hours, 48 hours, or more than that?
So 24 hours should be good.
Okay, and the child's young and you don't go too many places, Sunday afternoon, you'd be available.
Yes.
Okay, with 24 hours advance notice, do you want the notice to be sent to you by text to your cell phone?
Yes.
And then, does he do drugs or alcohol or use or abuse either of those?
No.
No, so you're not worried about that?
No.
He just has a bad temper?
Yes.
Is he controlling with everybody else or just you?
Um, I don't really know.
You don't know, you haven't seen him around well, obviously there's something going on if he keeps getting kicked out of relatives' homes. So you know what he's doing to get kicked out?
Basically he just can't control his temper, so he'll start an argument and then it'll turn more into an argument, like something
Okay,
else will happen and then he'll get kicked out.
okay, so I don't need to put anything in the order about drugs and alcohol.
No.
Okay. And then what was I thinking about the temper stuff or does he ever discipline a child, any other children or anybody with corporal and does he ever spank kids as discipline or not?
No.
No, you're not worried about that.
No.
Okay. Then I think that's all I have on visits. Do you have anything else you think would help you on the visitation part that we haven't already talked about?
No.
Okay. Then Mr. Asif, well,
Yes, Your Honor.
hold on, Mr. Asif, I keep thinking, this is all dependent on you too. Do you want me to really say, no child support right now and we're gonna talk about it later, or do you just want to, he's gonna visit, maybe you should pay some child support?
I'll do the no child support right now and see about it later.
Reserve.
Okay, well, you're not giving it up then. I'm not saying zero child support. I'm just gonna say I'm reserving the other support issues for the future date. All
Okay.
other support issues reserved. But I would be granting the Medicaid money to the state that they're asking for, just so you know.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, now I think if you want to go through without repeating the visitation, or I hope you don't need clarification. I think I've been pretty thorough already.
Um,
The visits, Mr.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so the other issues,
Just in light of the fact that we're doing temporary orders, perhaps it might be for the best to reserve court costs, non-disclosure, and retro as well.
that's right. Leave her information off the order, even if we're not granting it, because we let the cat out of the bag if I grant it later, but for the third party, but non-disclosure is reserved, court cost is reserved, and any other support issues other than the medical support order. Okay, and you take no position on the conservatorship or possession?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, then I will grant a temporary order. I'll reset the case for October 10th. Did you pick a time for that, Mr. Asif?
8:30 is works for me, Your Honor.
Okay, by then you think you're not due late September, where maybe in 10 days you won't be on your feet yet, or you really think you'll be able to come on October 10th?
I think I should be able to come on October 10th.
Well, it's gonna be
Honestly, as somebody who had a baby when I was 20, you do bounce back very quickly. So even with 3 under 3, she will be bouncing back a lot quicker than body-wise than she's due in September. But yeah, I'm pretty sure she'll probably be fine. Now, oh God, I don't know. I don't know how benefits work in America. What I can tell you is that in Canada, she would be getting a significant amount of money every month from the government for each of those children. You get more as under the age of 5. I think there's like a universal child benefit. Maybe they don't do that anymore. They used to. And then there's a child tax credit that you get every month until your child's 18. So that's not a food benefit or anything like that. We don't have food stamps. and it's usually dependent on your income. So the lower your income is, the higher your government benefit would be, and the higher your income would be, the lower it would be. But it's a universal child. There's a universal child benefit, which everybody gets when the child's under the age of 5, I believe. And then over that, I guess, yeah, you do have to file taxes to get the child tax benefit, but you don't have to earn a lot of money in order to get a benefit. So, and it's laid out in the way that it was. And also remember that we don't pay health insurance costs in the same way that you do, and so everybody's on Medicaid, if you want to look at it that way. It's not abuse of government assistance, Jonathan. That's called the Canadian way, and we're quite happy with it. So there's no abuse. Nobody's pissed off. Everybody gets it, and they're quite happy about it. But in America, it's different.
By Zoom again, so you don't actually have to travel anywhere, but wherever in the house or wherever you are with your phone or device.
Yeah, it should be good.
Okay, so I'll leave it on October 10th. That is a Friday for this county, and then at 8:30. On the conservatorship issues, at this time, I will find that joint custody, I will rebut that presumption. So mother's appointed the managing conservator, father is appointed the possessory conservator. I'm going to leave all the rights and duties. I haven't heard anything from me other than his snatching the child. I'm hoping that a court order will stop that, because now with a signed judge copy that the police would get involved and would help you get the child back if he actually takes off with the child. But you shouldn't be letting him take off with the child, because the only possession he has is supervised visits for right now. So if he takes off, you can show him an order that he didn't have the right to do that. Okay?
Okay.
Understand that? Okay. So I'm not going to limit any of the rights or duties at this time. And custody visits is also reserved. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're going to do the supervised visitation. I can change it at the end. So if it,
No snatching. I know the way she said that, but we want to be snatched. Oh my god, I gotta get those tape things to give you like a tape facelift. Also, Jonathan, no worries. I can never tell in the chat sometimes if people are talking about Canada or America, and I just, you know, I am proud of our system. It works for us. It does. So I understand it's different, and we watch Texas all the time. So I'm exposed more than not more than every other Canadian, but I'm probably in the very top percentage of Canadians that watch court. I mean, I know of like 10 of us, but I would imagine that there's more. But I'm sure I'm in a top percentage of Canadians that watch court in America regularly. Like, it's such a niche. But yeah. Does Canada have child support? Yeah. So the province that I live in, British Columbia, the way that child support is calculated is via a calculator. You do, if you share custody like I do, you basically both input your information into the system. So you put in your yearly income, you put in how many children you're calculating it for, and it spits out a number. And then the other parent does that as well. And then you take those numbers, and the difference is paid to the parent who makes less money. That's if you're sharing custody 50-50. If you don't share custody, you do the calculation of the parent. It's based on the parent it's based on your income, basically. And it's a calculated percentage of your income, but you have to remember that courts here can deviate as well. There'll be people that will tell you horror stories of paying oodles of child support, this, that, the other. I hear that all the time, and I don't ever see it in actual court. It's funny. It's funny that. But, you know, when you settle a divorce as opposed to going to court, things can be very different. But Absolutely. So, like, you could go to the BC child support, like, you could type in child support BC or whatever, and it'll give you the number that it is. And it's based upon the income disparity between children. So, the hope is that if there's a significant disparity between parents, then you want the child to not have fluctuations in their life. And so ideally, you don't have it where one parent is living in poverty while the other parent is rolling in it. And so when that happens, there is a part of the equation that balances that out. But again, I believe there's a max top out. We don't cover I don't see child support cases here. They're more personalized in a sense because I'm not watching them, but that's just like the way it is. I think most of Canada is like that, but across Canada you get different benefits for having children. I thought that was sort of pretty normal for most like first world countries.
It can change depending on what I hear next time. Okay, Ms. Bettis?
Okay.
I think that's it then. Anything else? Did you have a start date for the medical support of $154 a month, Mr.?
Yes, Your Honor, June 6, 2025.
June
June 1st, 2025.
Okay, no problem. I think
And-
we covered it all. Did he sign a acknowledgement of paternity? Was that this? What happened with the,
I'm guessing he did because he's on his birth certificate.
so at the hospital, you don't know if he signed it there? You have any idea?
I don't know.
But y'all do
Remember,
have an
you get a
AOP on
whole
file, or
year
did
of
you?
paid maternity leave in Canada when you have a baby. 1 entire year paid. You can also extend that, and you can make it so that you earn money throughout the time that you're off, and you also can continue your corporate journey because your position is protected. They're not allowed to fire you. And not only that, they're required to put you back at the end of your maternity leave in the position that you were in.
File it with the pleading, Mr. Asif?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm just looking for it now.
Well, I just want to know that's what happened, but I hadn't quite heard that yet, so. You filed it as a suit affecting.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor, we do have the signed acknowledgement paternity form.
Then yes, he is on the birth certificate. Okay. Then do you have any questions about any of this order, ma'am?
No.
And you are required to return. This is a civil case. Nobody's going to go find you and arrest you to bring you to court. But if you're not here, we can't proceed without you because you're the one with the children or the child. Oh, before I let you go, how many other children does he have? And don't just say a lot. Do you have any idea and their ages?
With including my son is 4. With the one that I'm currently pregnant with, it will be 5.
Okay. And the one child that has a support order, how old is that child? Do you have any idea?
I think he's about to be 2.
2. And so the other 2 that don't have orders, or do you know the ages?
No, those he had them young, so
Okay. So you don't know how old they are? They're 10 more? No.
I think they should be younger than 10, but maybe a little bit older than 5, around there.
Okay.
Hold on, that means
And
he
is
was
it with
having
the same
kids when
person?
she was 10. How old is he? How old is he? You know, if the government's going to get involved in any sort of calculations and concerning things, perhaps they should do some fucking math on that. Huh? If he has children that are almost 10 years old and she's 21 years old, that means that when he had those children, she was 11. This is not good.
or did he have two
No.
children with different?
Every child he has is with a different mother.
Okay. So that's 3, and then the one you have is 4, and then the one that's you're expecting it would be 5.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Since I'm not setting any support, I'm not considering any of that right now. Okay, I think I have ruled on all the issues, and I'll
Just
put it in. Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Assis.
I don't believe I caught your ruling on geographic restriction, Your Honor. Are you reserving that?
You're not moving anytime soon, are you, Miss
No.
Bettis? I just reserve it with all those other issues. Okay. Then he's allowed to come to court if even if you miss this one, if you want to talk him into coming, although that's not your job, the state will send him notices. Since he signed a waiver, he made his appearance in the lawsuit, so you should be getting notices through his email. And if you want to, if you're all talking, you can talk nicely, tell him about the court date, but don't talk to him just to tell him. It's not your job, or to get in a fight with him. That's not what I'm talking about. If he's wanting to see the child, you're already talking about something, you might mention that he has another court date if he wants to come. Because I would like to see him here if he wants to be here.
Okay.
Okay, and don't forget, it's quite a ways off, but October 10th, that date does not change. It's the same Zoom ID from today. So you'll have a copy of the order in your email. It's going to be sent by the AG, probably hopefully by the end of today. If not, since it's Friday and Monday's a holiday, do you think you'll get it out in time this afternoon, Mr. Osif, or you don't know?
The court order? Yeah, I can get it done today, Your Honor.
So start looking this afternoon and maybe no later than 5. It might be there. If not, start checking next Tuesday because Monday's a holiday for the state and people won't be working. So
That's true, Judge. And speaking of, it's time for us to go. She just reiterates the date. She says good luck to the lady, and nothing else really happens. I want to say I hope that you have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Be it somber, be it sweet, be it everything you need. No, seriously, much respect. We have Remembrance Day in November. And like I said, we worship a dead queen in May. That's just our thing here in Canada. We love it. It's just the way we do. So no worries, all good. I love you guys so much. I'm glad that we're here together doing these things. Thanks for popping by, KTZ. Thank you so much. Live at 8 East tonight. Go check that out. Can somebody hit that? We have a KTZ link in the chat to make sure that people know. They leave Florida by this weekend. You know, they actually didn't go this year, Courtney. I'll say that. Thank you, guys. And reminder that tomorrow is also slap fights and game night over at KTZ's. Lots going on. I won't be live tomorrow night. I might pop by. I don't know if I can, but we might have to arrange it for next month. We'll see. But have a wonderful long weekend. I will be talking to you throughout it. Be safe, okay? I think one of the good things about having Remembrance Day in November, at least in Canada, is that you're cold. You're remembering. You wear poppies on your winter coats. It must be hard to be somber when you're having lake days. I don't know. Anyways, you guys, I love you so much. Do me a favor. Remember that I love you and I'm proud of you. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye. I'll shoot you an email.
Ways down and ready to ride.